Hey, this is Enoch again for day 3 of Native American History Month, and I thought today I'd show you how to make fry bread. So we're in my kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to make fry bread. It's really simple, only 4 ingredients. Let me show you those ingredients right now. So I flip you over. We got flour, we got salt, we have baking powder, and we have instant dry milk. Real simple ingredients. Okay, so we're going to mix the ingredients together, and I got a nice little sifter here to allow us to help us out mixing them a little bit. So I'm going to take this is a cup of flour. I'm going to dump it in my little sifter. So a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon baking powder, boom, and then I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of my non-fat dry instant milk, boom. Okay, so now that I got those ingredients taken care of, I start mixing them all together. That's what my little sifter's for. So I start shaking, shifting, and all the mixing going together. After I've sifted it, I take a half cup of water and I sprinkle it on top. So let me just get my water. So I got my water, pouring it over, and now I mix it and stir it together with a fork. You gotta use a fork, okay? Now, here's the thing, you don't want to knead it. The more you knead it, the more the dough gets kneaded, the harder it gets inside of the pan. And you don't want to get really hard, you want this to be rather nice and fluffy and taste really good. But so you don't want to knead it because it's just going to have these really hard clumps inside it. So you want to mix it together with a fork. And you're just going to mix it and try to put it together into one nice ball. Now, you may ask, why are all the ingredients so simple? Well, a lot of the fry breads came about, mostly from Navajo region, came about because of the Trail of Tears when Native Americans were being migrated off of their lands by the government. And so the government really only gave them a bunch of simple rations, and most of those rations weren't even all that great. So the rations they gave them were flour, a little bit of dried milk, a little bit of baking powder, and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt. So really, and with the rations being rancid as they were, they decided to try to make the best they possibly can with what they got. So this is where fry bread came from. It's because of trying to make good out of a bad situation, so you know. Now, you mix it up together with your fork until it turns into a ball, a nice little ball, okay? Now, here's a trick. Once again, we don't want to knead, because if we knead, we're going to make some hard spots that we don't really want to have. So, what we do is get our hands dirty. Take some flour. We're going to cover our hands with flour, okay? So, take some flour, you just put it nice over our hands, so our hands become covered with flour. We take a little ball, we dump it out onto the table, and what we do now is with the ball, and with my hands, I take my ball and I cut it into 4 sections, okay? Nice little flour dough balls. Okay, then, with my flour dough balls, I roll it in my hands, roll, and until I can flatten it out, until I get a nice little kind of pancake thingy going, okay? And we're going to flatten until it gets a little bit smoother, rolls out a little bit more, and you know, depending on how big you want it, you can put as much more dough on it. But take it and we roll it out, roll, and we just keep repeating that process with the 4. I got my nice little cast iron skillet going here, and the question is and I got some vegetable oil inside of it, but the question is how do you check to see if the skillet itself is hot and ready for you to be able to cook on? The oil's been cooking in there. I've got it set it high, which is probably not what I should do, but hey, I'm just trying to heat up the oil right now. There's a couple ways to do this. We can tear off a piece of our bread and stick it in the oil and see how it cooks, but one way and one little trick I like is you take a wooden spoon, take the end of the wooden spoon and you just stick in the oil And if the wooden spoon is starting to boil, then you know you're pretty good to cook. I got my pan going, and instead of having 4 pieces of fry bread, I have just 3. So I'm going to take my flat little fry bread pancakes, and I'm going to stick them in the oil. And as I do that, they'll start to boil and bubble. So let me do 2 of those right now. I'll give you a flip over so you can see what they look like. And as you see, they're cooking really quickly, so it doesn't take very long for these suckers to cook up. And as you're there, you just want to kind of flip them over. Make sure that they're being able to have that. Since I don't want them to stay in there very long, I'm going to take them, stick them on my plate. Golden, golden, golden brown, golden brown, golden brown. Stick them on my plate. I have my one big thing here. This is like a lunch size or dinner size. Throw that in there. You know, as soon as you put it in there, that puppy starts cooking. It starts boiling, it starts heating up, which is nice, right? And you don't have to keep them in there very long. So once he's on one side, take it. You can flip it over to the other side. Careful not spilling yourself. And make sure they're golden. So you want to keep them in there so they're golden. You see that they cook pretty fast, right? It's not taking all that long. So cook it up so it's golden brown. A little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. Take it off. Put it back on my plate. Pretty golden brown that is. Make sure you turn off your oil. And that's it. That's how you cook fry bread. It's pretty simple. You know, after you cook it, let it cool down for a second. And then once it's cooled down, you're able to partake. You can either put, you know, sugar on it or have it with fruit. You know, Navajo tacos have meat and other vegetables and stuff on it, so you can always throw those on there as well. But you just take it, pick it up, and so good. Real simple, real easy to make. Hot, and hope you have a good time. Go out and try to make some fry bread, and share your videos, share your pictures, because fry bread is great stuff. It's good food. It's simple to make, 4 easy ingredients. That's 3rd day of National Native American Month. Go out and hug yourself an American and have a great day.